looking like the cover of Daytona. Peace to the family, peace to you and yours. Brother Red Pill reporting live and direct. Tapping in briefly before we start up this clubhouse. I just want to let the family know what it is that we doing. You know what I'm talking about? At 10:30 Eastern time, right? That's in 30 minutes. We are going to be doing our second show through the Netaverse account on Clubhouse. We did a show last Thursday on Clubhouse, and it was a monumental demonstration. It was a huge success. We were able to give out NFTs. We had giveaways. We were giving out coins, cryptocurrency. We were incentivizing the audience to basically, receive gifts, you know what I mean, and rewards. And that was a good thing because, I don't know about you, but after a very long day of being outside, teaching the people, and doing all of that fly shit, if you're able to give away some things and make people's day, that's honorable. At least to me, you know what I mean? That's very honorable and whatnot. So we're gonna be doing another show tonight. And tonight's show, we're going to be introducing the family that's out there, or we're gonna be introducing the audience, or we're gonna be introducing the network. Whoever shows up to the clubhouse, we're gonna introduce y'all to some good brothers that we working that is called some brothers that we're working with, and their platform is called Now Meta. NOW as in now, and then Meta, META. And if anybody has joined our Discord, you may be familiar with the Now Meta, and you know that these brothers are about their business, and you know that these brothers are on their motherfucking job. So they just had a pre-launch this weekend, and it went very successful. They were able to penetrate the Asian market. All right, niggas is global. They were able to penetrate the Asian market, and they were also able to enter into other markets. So tonight we're gonna talk about that. One of the things that is important, especially for my audience who may not be familiar with cryptocurrency, NFTs, that whole Web3 world, you know what I mean? We're on the cusp of it. We're in the beginning of it. It's similar to when I was telling niggas about YouTube on 125th Street, and they was looking at me like I had three heads. They did not want to go to YouTube. They did not want to get on the internet. The master teacher said the internet was evil and whatnot. And, people are evil. The internet is not evil. You know what I'm saying? Guns don't kill people. People with guns kill people. Okay? Bullets don't necessarily jump off the fucking table and kill people. It's when you pull the trigger and you aim that shit, either the stray bullet will kill you or the motherfucking shit that you standing in front of blow your top off. But usually you gotta pull the trigger in order for the shit to kill you. So the internet is not evil. It did not kill. The internet did not wash niggas up. The internet did not hurt anybody. It was hurt people on the internet hurting people. Let's be clear. You know what I'm talking about? And that's the same thing when it comes to Web 3.0. Okay? There's going to be a lot of pushback because, look, it's understandable. If I didn't understand the shit, I hate it too. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't understand it, I would hate it too. You feel me? So it's all good. It's not for everybody. You know what I mean? This is not a kumbaya moment. This is not hands across America. Nobody is asking anybody to be a part of something that they don't belong in. So when it comes to the digital economy, it's not gonna, these niggas still wanna collect cowrie shells. They still wanna hold on to the fiat, even though if you pay attention and if you really have been studying, you will be able to see the provocation of the real big dogs, the big homies that's in the building. That's Russia and China, okay? And you would pay it if you pay attention, and if you really pay attention and see what's happening, then you know that they are collectively coming together as a coalition, both Russia, China, India, to tank the dollar. Okay? The only thing that's really popping right now, and I don't ask for kudos because I don't really need them. You know what I mean? I'm really just proving to myself that I'm on point with the shit that I do. But I haven't seen anybody in this community pushing precious metals in the last month the way that I was pushing precious metals. And Blue Pill started out the conversation by introducing Brother Nkiru or Brother Steven to the network. And the brother Steve or Nkiru, who's in Brazil, what has he been talking about? Precious metals. What did he come on the show and tell the people? Invest in silver, invest in platinum, invest in gold, invest in palladium, invest in rhodium. What took place? All of those metals that I'm talking about are beginning to see an all-time high. The metals are up. The metals are up. The dollar is down. Crypto is even going down. You feel me? And I'm not here to beat on my chest because, to be honest with you, it's not even called for. Like, what the fuck do I get out of doing shit like that? This is not an ego contest. You know what I mean? I just know that the great divine speaks through signs. And for my audience, my loyal audience, those that are out there who pay attention and really been following what it is that we've been doing, you already know what the demonstration is. You know that we talk about some shit and then it plays out in the news. So this whole thing is about timing. And I said it before, I said it yesterday on Melanin Monday. It's about timing. So it's about being able to be on time. The same way when Know the Ledge on Blog Talk, we brought Bitcoin to our audience in 2013, 2014. We collectively changed lives for the better. We did that. We did that. That is a fact. We help feed some babies. We help improve some people's lives. We help to assist some of my brothers to get out of poverty by doing what? I know a brother that put his everything into Bitcoin in 2013. He ain't had but 2,500 in the bank, and that's what he invested in. I can't even get this nigga on the phone right now. He on a yacht somewhere. You know what I'm saying? His life changed. His life changed. You feel me? Many people's lives changed. The brothers who came on the show, a brother who was the first one to give me some Bitcoin, D. Miller L. from the Mobit Association. They came on Know the Ledge radio in 2014, and they were giving people the game. So those who were able, not because you could listen to somebody dropping something, but if you don't have no money, if you don't have the investment money, you can't do anything but listen. But there's some people out there that have the ability to do something, right? And they did something. And as a result of them doing something, they realized that they were in the right place at the right time to hear the right information, and they moved on it, and it paid off. Not in the long run, it paid off a few years later. Because I remember Bitcoin went to what? In 2017, I think Bitcoin went to 40, or did it go to, what did it go to before it did another crash? It crashed, and then it built all the way back up to where it hit a high in like 2020. Was it 20 or was it 40 in 2017? If anybody out there remembers. But, you know, I know people that was cashing out in 2017 when that shit hit what it hit. I say all of that just to say that, you know, timing is everything. Okay? People hate crypto. They hate the NFTs because they are not on time. Right? They are not on time. And look, I be on my cosmic time myself. So it went to 20. It hit 20, and people was going crazy. Do you recall that in 2017? They was dancing in the streets. The whales, People was going, that was a level right there. When it hit 20, they was, oh my goodness, we rich. We, nigga, I'm rich, bitch. That's what was happening. That's what was happening. And people do not like to hear us. I don't like hearing niggas talk about certain type of things because if I don't own the shit, I don't want to hear about it. You know what I mean? It's almost like you rubbing it in my face, and it becomes egregious when you see people partying and celebrating and popping bottles because they have access to something that you don't have access to. Because what happened? They were on time, right? That's how the Europeans have one up on us. They something called stock tips. They be on time. They invest in these companies because they have insider stock tips. They know the companies that are gonna blow. They know the technology that's gonna blow. They know the industries that are gonna blow. This is before we was on Instagram and you had the privilege of having financial education where motherfuckers was giving you a layup by posting all of these memes about stocks, bonds, what to invest in, what not to invest in, ETFs, Roths, IRAs, and all that shit. Niggas didn't know about that like that before social media. So when you're not on time, you live in regret. And when you live in regret, you are projecting when you hear somebody say something and then you get wild negative about it, like, oh, that ain't about nothing. Fuck that. We don't need no money. We spiritual. You know, that shit right there. That's the white man this. That's the going right back into that mentality that we should have been grown out of because we call ourselves grown. We've been playing this game for far too long to keep continually giving this European all of this power when it has nothing to do with him. It has nothing to do with him. So I understand the animosity on this platform and on other platforms and in other places and in other networks. They be like, I don't want to hear that shit because it hurts to hear it. Because people are still kicking themselves in the ass for not making the move and being on time. So what do? We say, no problem, family. I get it. I'm not going to continuously push this in your face. Let's go ahead and get some fucking precious metals, right? Let's go and collect some silver coins. Let's go and collect some silver bars. I came to the family in 2019 and in 2020 with 7K metals, right? That was a referral program where you could get your coins, you could get your silver, you could get your gold, you could get whatever precious metal that you want at a premium price. I did that, right? Now I'm coming back with a workshop at the end of March. This is not even a shameless plug because the shit sells itself. This is not a shameless plug, right? But there's a workshop at the end of the month. Little Goddess or a lot of Goddess. We give her some love in the chat with some emojis, please. Lot of Goddess. Lot of Goddess is polygamous. She be on a lot of different channels. But, you know, that's our first wife right there. Yeah, shout out to Lot of Goddess. She holds it all the way down. You know what I mean? You would think that she was a bot, my nigga. You would think that she was a fucking AI or something the way that she works. But anyway, there's a workshop coming up at the end of this month with my good brother, the elder in Cairo, aka Stephen Richardson. He's in Brazil. He is a watchmaker, right? He's also a jeweler. He drinks from a silver cup. He has silver buttons on his silk shirt. Like, he's about that life. And what he wants to provide to the family is a way for us to basically diversify our portfolio. Is that not spiritual? Is that not honorable? Is that something to frown upon? Let me know. You know what I'm talking about? Let me know, because when we bring people to y'all, we doing it on some real humanitarian, we just you know what? We like, you know what? I understand our people, we are wealthy in all ways. We are wealthy spiritually, We are wealthy. What's the Clubhouse link? The Clubhouse Little Goddess is gonna have the Clubhouse link. Just click on the link. The name of the Clubhouse room, I believe, is the Netaverse. No, it's the Netaverse. Um, yeah. So what I was saying was that the brother, when we bring the people, we are rich. We are wealthy. I mean, we are rich. That's a given. But we're also wealthy. Spiritually, we're wealthy. Our bloodline, our DNA, our birthright makes us wealthy, right? Our history makes us wealthy, and so does our future. But we bring information to the fam, to the network, to the community, to the audience, whatever you want to call yourselves, because y'all all individuals, but collectively, y'all are in the building. So we give y'all options. There's a lot of options out there in the quote unquote internet, right? It's not just this channel. There's a lot of things out there. And, people are out here working to assist people in different quote unquote categories because everybody is not in the same lane doing the same thing. So, what we're bringing forward is a brother who has information that if you take advantage of it at the right time, right, you'll see instant results. And I'm not here to promise you anything. I'm just saying, based off of what just took place this week, right? With silver hitting an all-time high. The fact that he came on the show last week and he told you to buy it. He gave you the website and he told you what to do. And then show enough, show shit, right? Without any further, it doesn't even wait. That the ancestors, the great divine, they don't even wait, my nigga. They don't have us on a waiting list. They get right to it. Right? They get right to it. Yeah, so right after the new year, we'll be doing this workshop on the 27th. They get right to it. You don't even have to wait. So I already got multiple inboxes. I'm going to post it on my Instagram where I'm getting hit up. People is like, yo, Red, I took advice from your brother, the brother who came on your show. Good looking. When I see you, I got something for you. Or I got another person who sent me a Cash App today because of the fact that they came up and they were very, very, very thankful and very grateful and appreciative of the fact that they were on time. Time is important. Time is a man-made construct, right? Me personally, I don't even identify with the Europeans' concept of time like that. If it says 10:10 on my watch and somebody be like, what time it is? I'll be like, it's 10:20, right? I'm stepping out of time. I'm stepping out of time. I'm actually putting a request to have my timepieces that are being made for me, right, acclimated to my own time. I'm not going to be in time anymore. I'm not going to be in Roman time. I'm not following the mandates of their time. Everything around me, even from if I could change my iPhone time, I will do that. But I'm not going to be on their time anymore. I'm stepping out of time. So if you change your time by 1 minute, you're out of time. And that's a good thing. Because everybody that's following this time construct, you're inside of the matrix. You know what I'm talking about? I don't give a fuck what religion you are. I don't care how angry you are as a revolutionary. If you follow this European's concept of time, you are in their matrix. That the time is a box. So you got to kind of create your own time. Okay? You have to create your own time. You should control, you should develop your own 24 hours or whatever, how many, whatever you want to do. It's really on you. But that's just something that I'm moving towards and whatnot. Shout out to my good brother. It was a brother by the name of Steve, and it's not the brother that's the jeweler. It's another brother who works on NFTs and whatnot. He was the one who dropped that bomb on me. He was the one who dropped those bars, and it completely changed my perception of how I'm moving in time. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, you damn Skippy. You know what I mean? We could create our own time. You know? People be like, yo, Red, you don't be on time. You be on colored people time. I'm like, I'm on cosmic people time. You don't tell me to meet you at 8:30 p.m. I'm going to get there at fucking 8:40. You know what I mean? Because that's my time, you know? And be patient. That is my time, you know? You said time is a universal law. Yes, and it could be interpreted by different cultures. Yes, indeed. So that's just me. I'm not out here trying to convince nobody of do you. You know what I mean? Do you, whatever works for you. If you like it, I love it. If you like it, I love it. You know what I'm talking about? Like, rock out. So back to the conversation about what's going on in the market these days. If you're paying attention to the Ukraine, if you're paying attention to the Ukraine and Russia conflict, we're gonna go a bit further on that. I'm also here to announce that I will be doing, as a result of a poll that I took in the community section, y'all said that y'all wanted metaphysics this month. So we're going to have a double header this month. I'm bringing Al Kebalon 44 back to do a lecture on KTL University by the end of the month. And I hope that y'all pull up for that as well. And in that lecture, we're going to dive deeper. We're going to do a deep dive into what's going on metaphysically, cosmologically, and a whole bunch of other aspects with this Russian-Ukraine conflict and what it means biblically, what it means metaphysically. I mean, there's a lot of shit going on, and there's not enough time to talk about it. You know what I mean? So we'll be doing our lecture. Look out for that. I believe he'll be joining me on Third Eye Thursday so we could set that conversation up and whatnot. But I want the family that's out there to definitely be enlightened and educated, not by CNN, not by because 90% of war is propaganda. If you have not spotted the propaganda, you have not been looking closely. The propaganda is crazy already. They got people moving around in body bags. They got people on film with cardboard guns. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, everybody is anti-Russian. They're not telling you about the quote unquote the what's going on in the Ukraine with the neo-Nazis and shit like that. You know? And yes, this shit is over. This will be the provocation for a world war that will begin. This shit is going to go on for years. Because if Russia loses in the Ukraine, then they're going to get moved on by more powerful forces. If Russia wins in the Ukraine, they're not going to stop. China's going to step in and all hell is going to break loose. So any way that you cut it, the end game, it's all, and keep in mind, you're dealing with Greek Orthodox, right? You're dealing with Greek Orthodox. Rome. I did a lecture called Nova Roma, right? New Rome. You can find it on KTLUniversity.com. Nova Roma. I believe it was it was an American God series, Nova Roma, right? And I also did When in Rome. And in those lectures, I explained who Russia was. We also talked about the Greek Orthodox Church. We also talked about the fact that they were a resurrection of the Byzantine Empire. We also talked about the Ukraine. We talked about the Ukraine when we were talking about the fall of Afghanistan, and we were explaining the the geopolitics of what Ukraine represented in terms of them being in bed with NATO and them being in bed with America, and the fact that they're on the border of Russia, and there's a lot of provocation, and Vladimir Putin was like, hell to the motherfucking nah. Y'all niggas is not finna be edging on my, y'all not gonna be building up all kind of shit in my backyard. You know what I mean? When you look at get the quote unquote revelations, because keep in mind, the evangelical Christians are also in bed. The Zionists and the evangelical Christians have a lot of pull in Russia. They have a lot of pull in that whole Eastern Bloc and whatnot. So you're also going to see biblical prophecies unfold. Biblical prophecies unfolded when they were in Syria, when they were in Iraq, Mesopotamia, Babylonia, when they were in Afghanistan. That's all based off of revelations. That's all part of that. Because keep in mind, the book is like a playbook. So the people that are in power in the theater of war, right? It's not hard for them to follow the book or to follow out the quote unquote tenets of these books. So their quote unquote Christ or their antichrist or their Messiah could make their return. This is something that these people are investing in. These superpowers are highly invested in that. You know what I mean? These popes and whatnot, both the white and the black pope, they're invested in these things happening. So you're beginning to see these things unfold before your very eyes, right? It's business. It's always business. War is big business. You already see the billionaires are going to become trillionaires during this war. They're positioning themselves. This is a war about energy. This is a war about sustainable energy. This is a war about energy in terms of food and fuel. I'm taking Blue Pill's bars. You know what I mean? He'll come on the show and he'll iron it out. You'll hear him tonight on Clubhouse when you pull up. But this is about fuel and food. How was your trip at the gas pump today? Talk black to me. Prices are the highest that they've ever been. There's going to be a motherfucking famine, or there's going to be a shortage of food in very, very soon. It's going to be very expensive to get around and whatnot. It's going to be very expensive for those trucks. You know how much diesel fuel is costing? Food and fuel is going to be the next pandemic. Okay, mark my word for it. The dollar bill is going to be what Noble Drew Ali predicted, toilet paper. You niggas with your money phones, it's going to turn into a pillow. What is going to be the quote unquote monetary equivalent of money or currency? It's going to be precious metals. Make no mistake about it. It's going to be gold, silver, palladium, rhodium, platinum. So before the market goes crazy and you get priced out, I would say you should, or you could, or if I were you, I probably would start, picking up some of those pieces. I would take my fiat and I would probably transfer it into some precious metals. Not all of it, but a percentage, of course. Manganese, okay. Manganese, yeah, you niggas will be pillow talking on your money phones. I don't know who you'll be talking to. Maybe you'll be talking to George Washington, one of these motherfucking dead presidents. But that shit is about to turn into toilet paper, my friends. That shit is about to turn into butt pads and whatnot. For the women that don't want to get the BDLs, you turn that into a butt pad. You know what I mean? But it's not going to be worth anything in a very, very, very soon. Even when it comes to the cryptocurrency, you have to be very careful with that as well. Because if it's not backed by anything, if it's backed by USD, if it's not backed by anything like gold, you might have a problem maintaining the quote unquote value of it. Okay? So, March 27th at 11 a.m., that's a Sunday, just like church, at 11 a.m., we're going to be doing a 3-hour, 4-hour workshop. The workshop, if you get the workshop right now, you get a free ebook called I Am Rich that the brother wrote that talks about the precious metals and everything. And you also get a 4-hour lecture that I just did in Miami, a workshop where we introduced the brother. He opened up for us. Ross Ben is a part of it. I was a part of it. Sister Acacia Lewis, Sister Nikki Morgan, and my good brother Stephen Richardson, aka Nkaru. right? That's the 4-hour lecture. It's called the power to gems. The power. It's called dropping gems. I'm sorry, dropping gems, right? So you get all of that and with your ticket. So we're giving away, we're incentivizing because we're in a giving mood. Spring is here, right? So when spring comes, it's the new year. So it's time to spring forward. We're springing forward out of this quote unquote winter season. This was a very heavy season for a lot of people. A lot of death was in the air. A lot of people lost loved ones. A lot of people were going through their darkest hours and whatnot. You know what I mean? So and you know there's been a lot of distractions going on, so we're incentivizing, we're out here giving out rewards and whatnot. We're taking care of the people that want to take care of themselves, right? So it is life is beautiful. These are some great times to be alive. I shit you not. You feel me? These are some I mean, if you made it this far, kudos to you, my nigga. You feel me? If you made it this far, if you got to this juncture in time, you a motherfucking legend. And you know beyond a reasonable doubt because either the universe was culling the people, somebody was culling the people. There's just a report that came out today that said that the body count on C-19 is 6 million globally, right? They managed to knock 6 million people off with these, with you know, 6 million people made a transition through the quote unquote portal, right? 6 million since March 11th. 2020, which goes down as day one of year zero, right? This is a new world that we live in. We live in a new reality. We had some conjunctions take place. We had the motherfucking 2222 shit take place. And a whole bunch of other things have taken place between this window of March 11th, 2020. That's when they started the shutdown. That's when the NBA got suspended, right? Right after Biggie's quote unquote holiday, March 9th, his death day. Okay? Shout out to Big Papa. Since 2012, you say? I feel you on that. However, March 11th or this quote unquote lockdown was the beginning of the war. Remember remember the language that was being used in the beginning. It was an invisible enemy. It was a war and all kind of state national emergencies. It's a pandemic, all kind of stuff, but it was called a war. Okay. That's why it was identified as a war against an invisible enemy. So moving forward to March 11th, 2022, we can now gauge how much shit has taken place in between that window. There's been a lot to the point where people is like, damn, that was 2 years ago. That shit feel like about 4, right? Like, you know, a lot has happened and you're still here. Hopefully you have your health and your faculties are still in order. You've seen a lot of people fold, bend backwards. You've seen a lot of people touch their toes who you thought were stand-up individuals. They sat down to pee, right? You saw that. You saw that. You saw people who should have been studious students. The minute some pressure got applied, they broke. And I'm not here to judge. It is what it is. Like, everybody is not strong in the face of fear. You know what I mean? Because to be honest with you, it wasn't like we was all in some type of martial arts program. It wasn't like we was all being trained how to be warriors. That's not what was going on. You niggas was debating. You know what I'm talking about? You was speculating. You was riding coattails. You was living vicariously through niggas on YouTube and stuff like that. You wasn't sitting around learning how to be warriors. So when they start running down on you, you know how to push back and whatnot. and you know how to protect yourself spiritually, you was wearing your spiritual armor. That's not what everybody is into. There's just a small segment of people that I know that was on their dean like that. Discipline, warriorhood. That's not being taught in the that's not being taught on YouTube and on Facebook and Instagram. To be honest with you, they teach dick riding. That's what was being taught, and that's a weak energy. It's not a strong energy. That's a weak energy. How to ride niggas' coattails and chase behind niggas and whatnot and stalk their pages and shit like that. That's not warriorhood. Niggas ain't getting backbones. You're not building up your deject pillar by being a fucking broad. You know what I mean? By being one of those people. That's not what was happening. And I'm just speaking of that from an observation. So they had us on some woke shit. They had niggas affirming negative, quote unquote, slogans like I can't breathe, hands up, don't shoot. They had niggas traumatized by watching people who look like them get killed on video and you had no fucking response for it. Remember Philando Castile? Remember Alton Sterling? Remember Trayvon Martin? Remember those people? No get back, no pushback. Niggas was just getting their calves and they was skipping leg day to go marching and whatnot. You feel me? So we've almost been called. The culling that took place, we was already in the motherfucking pot slow roasting. They had us in a slow cooker. So when this whole thing came, pre-existing conditions had already taken place or settled in: heart disease, right? Liver disease, cancer, diabetes. Keep in mind, and I've said it before, that if you traumatize a population of people for multiple years, right? Think think about how they have animals at the farm, right? Chickens in a chicken coop who know that every morning that their chicklets and the other chicken littles are being killed. Not only can they feel it, they can smell it, they can hear it, but there's nothing that they could do but just sit there and eat the chicken feed and hope that they don't get their motherfucking they name called. Come on, Tweety Bird, it's time to go. We finna turn your ass into a chicken McNugget. They be like, I hope you don't call my name. You don't talk about. And they start wobbling around and shit like that. You niggas, I've been on the farm. I see how it goes. So I'm using that parable, I'm using that example to say that the same thing was taking place in our neighborhoods when Big Mama, Big Auntie, Nana, Go-Go, Mama, your uncle, your papa, your grandfather, your brothers, they were being inundated by watching lynchings taking place in real time on social media where millions of people was in the audience. How many people watched George Floyd take his last breath? They said at least 500 million. I would say a billion. When Black mothers, today is International Women's Day. Salute to all of the goddesses, the mothers, the matriarchs. I love you to life, okay? Salute to every single one of you. You are appreciated. You are honored. You dig what I'm saying? We come from you. We do this for you. And we apologize, for being the worst versions of ourselves in this patriarchal society where some of us doesn't even know better. Okay? And I'm not using that as an excuse. I'm just saying, bear with us. Okay? Bear with us. We not perfect. But we appreciate you. We love you. We know how difficult this shit is in this quote unquote society. Henceforth, while we're trying our damnness to tear this shit the fuck down, okay? And while we watch it fall, what we're doing, our duty, what my duty is, my community service is to continue to shine a light as the red pill and as the twin pillar, bring others through the pillars so they can help shine their lights and allow you and yours to properly prepare yourselves to survive and strive and strive and thrive, right? I'm the twin pillar. I'm red pillar and I got blue pillar. And we've demonstrated for decades as the twin pillars, not just me talking to you right now. I'm building with you. This is not the twin. I'm talking about when we were on Blog Talk, when we was on YouTube with Sinetta and stuff like that, operating as the twin pillars. That's a different frequency. In masonry is the twin pillars, Boaz and Joachim, and then there's the arch degree. That's my younger brother KT. And as the twin pillars, we bring the light. We allow others to come through the pillars. That's why we introduce y'all to a Dr. Sebi. We introduce you to many of the people that you know today. We were responsible for introducing you to multiple people, either whether it was behind the scenes or in front of you and whatnot. So that is one of my duties as the twin. I have to humble myself because as a twin, because if it was all about me, nobody could come through my pillars. I would be like, who the fuck are they? You know what I mean? It would just be about me. But that's not how we operate. So I serve multiple purposes. We serve purposes as the twin pillars when we come together and we bring others through. And then we also serve a purpose as the red pillar to give people the red pill to help wake them up. My job, once you waking up, is finished. You go into society, you go amongst this university, and there's multiple schools of thought and knowledge. There's multiple master teachers. I ain't here to argue with none of them. If that's who y'all want to sit at their feet and drink from their cup, you came through the pillars, you took the pill, you woke up, you out of the matrix. Have fun, my nigga. I can't argue with you. I can't argue. I'm here serving my purpose. I'm in full service, right? That's what I do. That's what I do. That is what I do. I don't have to. It's not difficult. I'm not caught up. That's the purpose that I've served. Now, if I'm going to have a different purpose moving forward, I'm going to have to define that. But that's the purpose that I've served since 2005, since y'all seen me for the first time as the red pill. People who seen me before that, they knew me as twin, Phil figure. And when they saw me, I wasn't on this time. I was on something different. You know what I mean? And that's what it was. So to be honest with you, this is my community service. I'm not here to get rich. I'm not here. I'm already rich. I'm already wealthy. I got everything that I need. The universe provides for me. I'm here to be of service. That was the agreement that I made before I even got here. It has nothing to do with nobody. I'll never have to explain myself to near nigga because nobody knows my purpose but me. When I saw my son born coming out of the womb in '07, my niggas, that's when the purpose hit me. You feel me? That's when it hit me like a ton of bricks. That's when I knew what I was here to do. And I'm doing it. And I'm very happy for what I'm doing. And it's International Women's Day. You niggas need to go hug a woman or something. You know what I'm saying? Go, just, you know what I mean? Make it right. They go through enough. Make it right for them. You know? Hold on, what time is it? I might have to be going to Clubhouse very soon. I'm losing track of my time. You know what I mean? I gotta go to Clubhouse in a little while. And the name of the channel is called Netterflix. No, Netterverse. Netterflix is coming later. The Netterverse, okay? Little Goddess will drop a link so y'all could pull up to the Clubhouse. It's an audio only type of thing. You don't see none of our faces. But I want y'all to be in the building because I need y'all to hear the progress that's being made outside of Web 2.0 in this new world that we're building. Okay? In this new world that we're building. Because that's what we do. We build new worlds. Like I said before, when we built up the blog talk world, they was like, what you doing with blog talk is evil. When we built up the YouTube world, when we start doing, oh, what are you doing on YouTube? YouTube is evil. That's the white man. So, you know, we're gonna build, boldly go where no man has gone before. You feel me? Boldly go. So we're gonna take this thing into the metaverse, Web 3.0, virtual, spatial, augmented, and still be in the real world, and still be tapped into the spiritual realms and all of that fly shit. You know what I mean? Is you gotta know how to pivot. You gotta know how to pivot, change clothes. You know what I mean? We're evolving and growing. I'm not gonna cower and run from technology if I say that I'm God and I come from a bloodline of some very intelligent people who mastered technology to the point that the European, the Indian, the African, nobody can even tell you how the fuck they were able to master some shit 10,000 years ago. Okay. Masses of the universe. That is us. That is us. That is our people. Masses of the universe. So whatever we put our minds to, we master it. I adore. I adore the minds of the youth. And I mean like the young adults, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I be talking to them. I meet them on my journey. I meet them in an Uber. You feel me? I meet them in an airport, on an airplane. I meet them just walking down the street. These brothers and sisters, some of them have tattoos on their face. Some of them might be smoking a blunt when I see them. Some of them is sagging sometimes, that they pull their pants up when they see me. But you can't judge a book by its cover, especially moving forward in this matrix where everything is really just an illusion. So how the fuck are you gonna judge? You need to see a nigga in a dashiki in order to be like, yo, we could have a good conversation or they could talk to me? No. The youth of today who have been enlightened by this information, they have a very bright future ahead of them. And they're able to grasp concepts that some of the older crowd cannot grasp. And that's okay. You know what I mean? That is okay. Nobody is trying to compare, because comparison is a thief of joy. You know what I mean? We're celebrating it. We're celebrating it. When I gave birth to my sons, I have 3 children, 2 sons and 1 daughter, right? I affirmed that they're gonna be greater than me in all ways, right? And that's what I'm moving towards, to make sure that they're greater than me. How dare they be intimidated by my greatness and not want to climb over me and not want to do more than me, right? And not want to supersede, what it is that I've done in this life. Not to say that they are going to be speakers or teachers or scholars or any of those things. They're not obligated to do any of that. I don't put that type of pressure on my children. I just want them to be great. So if I want my children to be great and I see the greatness in them, shit, I see the greatness in other children. You know what I'm talking about? That's their peer group. So I pay homage to the younger generation. And the younger generation speaks a different language. They operating on a little bit of a different frequency. And we are here to cater to that frequency. And inside of my Discord, the Metaverse Discord, and even when you come on Clubhouse tonight, you're going to be introduced to some of these young geniuses. Kanye is not the only genius, okay? I'm glad that they were able to put something on Netflix that shows African Americans, Moors, whatever you want to call them, melanated men, in a better light than what they've previously shown us in. And the fact that they're able to put the title genius up there and attribute it to somebody that looks like us, we need to keep that trend going. He's not the only genius that's out there. He is a genius. He might be an evil genius, whatever you want to call it, but he's not the only one. It's a lot of us. Let's make that shit cool. Let's make that the new black, right? Celebrating our genius. All we need is somebody to tell our story. Everybody deserves to have their story told. Did I not say that for many years? Now you see the power of a good fucking story with somebody that's narrating that shit for you. You know what I mean? I'm sure if you saw the Genius documentary, you like, shit, I need my story to get told like that too. But you got to put in some work in order to have a story told, right? So who's going to push the next man to be great? How are we going to get in a position to push each other to be great and not push each other off of a cliff, not be intimidated by each other's greatness, not to be intimidated by each other's genius? That's a fucking task, my nigga, because society and this culture has raised us to be in competition with each other, to play a hate on each other, to take fucking subtle disses and shots at each other, to not appreciate, to gossip and backbite each other, and to not celebrate the greatness and the genius in each other in front of everyone. Every single guest that we had that came on our show, whether they were a master teacher or elder, or they were some of the youth, even when we brought Young Pharaoh on Know the Ledge Radio back in like 2013, we always gave these niggas their flowers. Every single one of them, we told them how great they was. I don't even know if they knew it, that they was that great. We always, me and Blue Pill, we always let these niggas know how great they was. You feel me? We laid it out. I don't, because at the end of the day, I love myself so much that I never feel intimidated by anybody in the room that's with me. If they're great and I'm great and we doing great things, I mean, I feel better being surrounded by greatness. I don't want to be alone. You know what I'm talking about? I don't want to be by myself. I want to celebrate us. I want to celebrate us. The goddesses, the gods, the demigods, the people that are striving for godhood, the goddesses. Everybody's great at what they do. Who's going to say it to us? Because some of us don't have mothers like Donda. Some of us don't have support circles. Some of our friends don't even understand. They can't see the greatness in us because we so ahead of our times and whatnot. They might not even see the giant. Donda told Kanye that the giant can't see itself in the mirror. That's fucking real. So if you don't have a support circle, if you're Wiz, she might not even understand the dexterity of your greatness, because in your mind you see yourself as a Netaru. You see yourself as a god. She just see you as a cute nigga. You know what I mean? Because she met you, you was on some cute shit. You know what I'm talking about? You was working at Walmart, my nigga. She don't see you as God. So where are you going to get that type of battery? Where are you going to get that type of support? Where are you going to get that type of, and not just flattery to where somebody's just saying something but you don't believe it. Some shit where a motherfucker's really saying some shit and you could feel it. You like, I felt that in my heart. It's nothing wrong. It's not a sin. It's nothing wrong. It's nothing corny about it. You know what I mean? It's nothing whack about creating spaces like that. I shit you not. Y'all don't know you don't know what the next person is going through. But what I do know is the suicide amongst black men are on the rise. Suicide amongst black women is on the rise. Depression, anxiety, all of these lower energies that have been pulling us down and keeping us in a sunken place. Shit is real. Shit is real. So we should be there for each other, if not for anything. It don't cost you nothing. It don't take nothing away from you. It only adds on to who the fuck you are if you're on purpose. It don't stop me from, if I'm on my way to doing some great shit and I see somebody great, hey, what's up? Hey, my nigga, you doing great. You know what I mean? I just want to let you know, you shaking the fucking room, my nigga. Yeah, you great. I'm just letting you, I've been watching you. You know what I'm talking about? Here's $5. Go buy yourself some moringa. Nigga, you're doing great. I'll holla. That don't take nothing away from me. That don't diminish who I am. That don't make me soft. That don't make me whatever. You know what I mean? It actually makes me feel good because sometimes I'll be tapped into certain people and I'll be like, I can't wait to meet this person. I can't wait to run into them. I can't wait to see this nigga on 25th, wherever the fuck we meet up, because I want to let them know how good they doing in their journey and whatnot. And I let them know that I see you. That's it. But I'm out of here because I got to get to Clubhouse. We'll be back on Thursday. I think I'm bringing a Kibbalon 44 with me so we could talk about this lecture coming up, metaphysical, occult thingamajig. I'm also going to bring Nkairu through so we could talk about the rise in silver, gold, and all precious metals. And he'll also give you some more tips because he's not stingy as well. He's living in abundance. So he's not hoarding the information and he's not selling it to you either. He's giving out tips. But sometimes people don't appreciate free shit. They need price tags attached to it. You know, the designer mentality. You know what I mean? Shit gotta be market price for people to be like, I appreciate, I'm gonna move with it. But that's not gonna stop us from doing what we do. We're still gonna throw some gems at you, okay? So with that being said, love and light to the family. Click on the link that says Clubhouse the Metaverse, the little goddess, my admin and my mod is putting out there and whatnot. And go to KTL University, buy your ticket for the upcoming workshop, and I'll see you in the workshop. We'll see you in school and whatnot, so we can really get to the business because it's like I said, this window that's opened up in the first quarter of 2022 where where there's a lot of shit going down and whatnot. We're gonna make a positive out what you may perceive as a negative because there's nothing negative taking place. And my cash app is Phil Moreland. Thank you for asking. Little Goddess will post that. And once again, every single day is a holiday for the mothers, right? And the mamas and whatnot, and the goddesses and the sisters and the wives and whatnot. Every single day is your day. However, they have designated today, right? They have designated today as a day of International Women's Day that we just sit back and we stop and we're reminded of your greatness, right? So hug a woman, hug a sister, right? Hug a mama, hug your wife. You feel me? Give her some loving, love up on her. I promise I'll probably try to do the same. And, make them feel appreciated. That part, okay? So I'll see y'all in the Clubhouse. Love and light. Peace.